Alright, let's go ahead and kick off this video. Might have to talk a little low in this one. My voice is killing me. Uh, Anyone out there watching, hopefully everyone had a good St. Patty's Day weekend. If you don't celebrate St. Patty's Day, hopefully you were able to have a couple beers. Me, I ended up having quite a few cigars and drank way too many beers. I'm definitely paying for the weekend now. Voice is a little raspy, but gonna start by doing some updates, going through all the motions, seeing if there's anything out there for MULN. Couple of things. Firstly, I've actually been getting quite a bit of views on some of these videos. Like I said before, if you watch my previous videos, I'm making these videos because I have been absolutely utterly destroyed by MULN. Made a ton of money on that 700% run back in March of 2022. I got stuck into a trade and I just got destroyed. Lost a ton of money all throughout 2022 later that year, and ended up selling my bag after the first reverse stock split. Then from May up until I want to say like September of last year, I was pretty much day trading MULN on news. Ended up taking a couple swing positions late last year. Made a decent return. Nowhere. I have not recuperated all my losses from MULN. I don't even fucking know if I will. I don't even know why I still follow this stock. However, I do believe something is going to end up happening that is going to be extremely quick, extremely fast. Quick and fast are the same things. Okay, it's going to be extremely quick with swiftness, and it is going to throw everyone off guard, and it's just going to be like, oh my god, I wish I still was holding some shares, or maybe I should have been watching this stock. That's what I believe is going to end up happening. I'm a day trader, swing trader primarily. That is the type of trader that I am currently. I really, because of MULN, I really don't invest in companies anymore. I actually have I probably have investing PTSD because of MULN. Yeah, give me some psychological damages, David and the board members. That'd be great. I mean, hell, give us all psychological compensation. That would be really nice. But I do believe something is going to end up happening. Friday was not good. I didn't make a video after hours on Friday. I actually started drinking because it wasn't the best. But we'll talk about the charts here momentarily. Right now, I'm on X, Twitter, whatever the fuck you want to call it. This is TGS Trades. He posts his, he owns a position in MULN, and at the same time, he is also calling for a massive squeeze. He hasn't really given numbers in a while, but I believe Business Dad on YouTube, he hasn't made a MULN video in a little while too, like I think over a week now. He made some, he was showing TGS Trades. I can't remember if TGS Trades said $81 could be a potential squeeze play. Oh, excuse me. Ugh. Hiccups, sore throat, burpees, hangover, body aches. Ugh. All on a Monday morning. But either or, $81. I gotta make it updated. Last week I made a price prediction. I still think that MULN could 10x, based on the market cap, based on their assets. And we'll go over that in a little bit here. But okay, this is live data that he posted. Big thing to take in consideration is, one, the short interest has increased. Yep, so on here, short interest has increased. Short interest value, I'm not entirely sure what that is. I'd have to do some research, but I do know that the short interest increasing, that's a good thing for a squeeze play. Shares on loan, that's increased, that's also good. Cost to borrow, it appears to be, or yeah, it does look like it's gone up a little bit. Because it was going down last week, but now it's gone back up, which is positive. Utilization has gone down, but still, utilization does not have to be at 100% for a short squeeze to happen. Just a high utilization, and 88% is a high utilization, very high. Short squeeze score. I think this is on Fintel, and I think Fintel has a lot of MULN. Anything interesting on here? No, not much. All right, let's go over and see what else before we go to the charts. Let me pull. Actually, let me pull up this first. Okay, so right now, currently at 8:47 a.m., there is no new SEC filings for MULN. That is a positive thing. Google is still saying that outstanding shares is 655 mil. The float is 6.33 mil. Friday was not the best day, and the overall market was just kind of not very good too. So, the fact that dilution, in my opinion, is not happening, and it appears that dilution is not happening, then that's also a positive thing too. David has not bought any shares or, public. I believe it's 2 days if a CEO or board members, I think, buys or sells shares. I could be wrong. 2 trading days or business days. But, yeah, this guy has not done anything shares related. Okay, let's go over to the charts now. And let's talk about what's going on here. All right, so Tesla. Tesla is very important because if MULN is not diluting its stockholders, thank you for not crushing us like you did all throughout 2023. The fact that Tesla is having a nice, solid, recovery bounce. Tesla's right now up 4% in pre-market. They've already broken the pivot level of the R1, resistance level 1, resistance level 2, resistance level 3. If any of you guys out there want to know how to actually map out some pivot levels, you can just go bar chart, type in bar chart on Google, and you come down here. I primarily look at pivots more so because Fibonacci's are really good, especially if you want to stay in for a little longer. But I mean, if you're looking primarily day trade and swing trade on a daily time frame, you really gotta pay attention to these pivots, and they're based on their previous high and low of the day. But the fact is that Tesla's almost up by 5% in pre-market. We gotta see what happens once market opens in 40 minutes from now, if Tesla dumps. But if Tesla is definitely regaining what it's lost all of last week, because Tesla has just really fell off a cliff ever since 2 weeks ago, beginning of March. And if Tesla can actually get above 195 and hold 195, maybe that'll really push MULN up as well. But let's go ahead and over to MULN now. Not really a whole lot going on. There was an abnormal amount of bounce. So Friday was not a good day, and we're on the 5-minute time frame. If we go to the 1-minute time frame, it doesn't look really any better. But the 5-minute time frame is where a lot of action primarily is at. If the trend is above the 5-minute time frame, you're in really good shape. If it's below, it's not like the best. And Friday, I actually ended up selling about 90% of my position that I was holding. My average is right below $7. I actually did buy a little more Friday morning before market open because things were actually looking a little good. And then market open and we just had this waterfall cliff. We ended up I believe it was Friday, new all-time low. And we ended up hitting these shares now, which I believe this is wrong. Hang on one second. Let me pull up my calculator. I gotta do something very quickly. Divided by 633, 5.52. Okay. 5.52. Yep. Okay, well, actually, never mind. This is right. So, I made this in a couple videos ago. MULN has to maintain a market cap value at 35 mil plus. Otherwise, if they maintain below 35 mil for 30 days, consecutive trading days, then they risk delisting. And since MULN already did 3 reverse stock splits and they used the obsessive stock split rule, it will be an automatic delisting of the company, which would be fucking terrible, because that means every single misery that people have gone through was really for nothing. Reminds me of the movie Hamburger Hill, Vietnam movie, very, very tragic, but I can't remember what unit it was, but it was an army unit. They basically charged up a hill kind of in the shape of a hamburger for over 120 days, lost a ton of soldiers, and we took over that hill. Then a week later, we ended up giving it back to the Viet Cong. So all those people dying would have been nothing. All the people who have been completely crushed by MULN in the last year, 2 years, would have been crushed for no reason. And there are people out there that are not rebounding with their stock portfolio. I was actually very fortunate. Last year, after I sold my bag, I said, F this, I'm going to learn how to properly trade stocks, and I ended up joining a day trading academy. It was actually pretty costly, but I was in the day trading academy for close to 5 months, and I actually got taught all this stuff, which has made me a better trader. Hence, MULN has made me into a legitimate trader, but I ended up selling 90% of my position when we ended up breaking because I also wasn't sure if their market cap was gonna be around this area or below, but it seems that the 35 mil market cap is this price, so we have to watch this price for today. If MULN goes down by 5%, which is all, I mean, MULN moves on news. If they get good news, then we're going to be rock and rolling. If they get no news, I think it really depends on the market. But if they get fluff news, we could very well drop by 5%, which is just going to be, it's going to be a waterfall. However, I did sell 90% of my position, like I said, but I am going to be looking to re-enter. And the reason why that I don't have a large position like I did 2023. I actually have a position size a little bit over $12,000, and I ended up selling 90% of that. I was also down by about a little, I think, little close to 3K. So I did sell at a loss. But if everything plays out the way that I'm hoping and praying it does, the loss isn't really going to matter. And like I said, I am looking to re-enter. It all depends about this day. I ended up selling on Friday right around this time, because I honestly thought, because we ended up bouncing off this area down here pretty well, but we just ended up just and I honestly, I was getting a little nervous, and I wasn't sure if this double bottom was going to hold or if we would make a double bottom, but thank God we kind of did. And that's pretty much what we did on Friday, was we established this bottom over here. But then again, if we go on the daily time frame, where each one of these candles represents one day, we have completely broken the bottom that we have been creating for the last almost 3 months, January 25. So from the end of January all the way up until 13 March, we basically had a solid bottom forming. And as you see, from this bottom, we ended up pushing up. And all these big green days are based on news. MULN moves on news. And we pushed up, pulled back, pushed up more, pulled back. And then we just are crashing down. And we broke this bottom that we established. Now we need to make a new bottom. Friday's video, I said we need to really have a green day to do a reversal. And by doing a reversal, that means that Friday should have hopefully looked something like this, where we have or anything. Just give us a green candle on Friday, but we did the opposite, which is very alarming. I cannot predict the future, but I can tell you that the charts right now is not in our favor, and I'm so sorry, guys, to say this. Just the charts are not in our favor. MULN needs to drop Operation News. If MULN drops news saying, hey, we just collected the $17 million that we invoiced at Randy Marion. We just collected $5 million. We just collected $10 million. This stock is going to fucking explode. This stock needs a reason to go up. If we don't have a reason to go up, we're not going to go up. It doesn't work like this. And I didn't know any of this stuff 2 years ago. And if I had, I would have ended up cutting my losses out of MULN early 2022. I honestly would have. But I wish I did. I didn't. However, I can now say that we need the proper news. All of these big days have been based around news. All of these green, gigantic days have been based around solid, great news. We go back to when they did the 1 for 100, which is very depressing. MULN dropped saying, hey, we delivered X amount of vehicles and we invoiced for $7 million, I believe. And the stock ended up running 130%. I ended up day trading 60% on this day. Crazy. And I was so happy that I ended up scalping 60% on that run. But we need news in order to get this thing moving. And if it's an operational update or a collection of revenue, I am going to be buying back in probably more of what I sold. But if we keep on getting fluff news, if we just keep on getting fluff news, even though regain NASDAQ compliance, that news was well known, and that's the reason why I didn't really do anything too big. We did go up 6.6% on the day, but it was news that was well known. We need news that is not well known. We need news that is going to catch shorts off guard. We need revenue-based news. Where are you? Revenue. When was the last time we got a operational update news? Yeah, this day was fucking stupid. We regained NASDAQ compliance and we went down by 7%. Like, what the fuck? Ah, here it is. Okay. We did go down on this day, and that's because people are getting tired of seeing this. Invoices. Invoices, right? We gotta stop with the invoices. Fluff news. Business update, minus 10%. Fluff news. Fluff news. MULN's really good at giving us news, but it's fluff news. Fluff news. Okay, once again, we invoice, and the market didn't like it. Invoice again. Invoice again. The market's like, okay, stop invoicing. Delivers. Okay, so this is good, right? Nearly 30% on this day of a gain. This was also early on after the reverse stock split too. There was still a lot of hype around MULN then, especially since we just fucking ran 100-something%. So this is basically what kicked off the 150% or close to 150%, I do believe, on that day. delivers 38 Class 3 vehicles, 2.5 million, invoiced, and it caught the entire market off guard. But then as you see, we invoicing for 2.5 million. A lot of people were like, well, what do you mean by invoicing? And then the next time we ended up invoicing more, you see that it doesn't go up the same value. We have yet to post news about collection of revenue. We need to collect all that revenue, and something is going to happen. I can for sure say it. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a small fish in a big pond that has been beaten by this company. But I do believe something is going to explode. The market cap that we currently have right now is just above 36 million. So MULN has, I believe, the last time I checked, $388 million worth of assets. So going on a fundamental, not TA. That means that MULN is valued over 10 times less of what it should be valued at. However, we need something to make it worth that much money. We need a purchase order with money up front or something. We need cash being collected. Something has to happen to get us to that market evaluation. And honestly, I'm praying and I'm hoping it does, because I really hope we can all make a lot of our money back. Take it easy, everyone. If MULN drops news, then I'll be making a new video on that. Otherwise, yeah, just keep your prayers in high places.